Good evening, chefs. Been given the assignment this week here in week 5 to take a Chardonnay and a Cabernet and compare it, or pair it actually, with a couple stinky cheeses. So for what I did for the Chardonnay, I got this out of a liquor basket my staff got me, as I documented on my written. Um, Gallo family Chardonnay, about the size of an airline bottle. Perfect for this tasting here. Never ever had it in my life, but I know my mother likes it. I think she used to buy it by the gallon. Then, for the Cabernet, I got a Blackstone Cabernet 2012, California. Um, as far as it, so what I'm going to do here, I'll show you the cheeses I did. I actually am going to do 3 because I can only find one that was of the stinky variety. That'd be really good for this. And this is the Blue Stilton from England. Picked this up. Very nice blue cheese. Love it. Then I had done earlier in the week, I'd done a Boar's Head Manchego, so I decided in some of the postings in that to get the Spanish Manchego. So I got the Casa del Campo Grand Reserve Manchego. As far as that, I even picked up a Rioja wine to pair that with too. But then for a third one, I couldn't figure out a good stinky one, so I decided to go with one that may affect your senses, which is a Boar's Head, Boar's Head horseradish cheddar. I really like the flavor of horseradish. My mother used to pickle it when we were kids, and it used to clear out the house. So it's like tear gas, but the right amount of it, real fresh in there. I'm curious how it'll affect the nose when you're tasting the wine. So I decided to add that in there. As far as that, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the wine alone here. So I'm going to take some of this Gallo here, try a little bit of that separately here, give it a little swirl, a little Hollywood here, real citrusy, melon, almost medicinal. Smells a little bit like rubbing alcohol. Hope it's not, we'll find out. Very tart, citrusy, very cleans the palate pretty good. Not bad, not real sweet. Obviously not aged very long, maybe a little bit of oak to it. Not bad, not bad at all. Now I'm going to do the Blackstone. Pour a little bit of this in here. Give that a little shaky shake. Legs are pretty decent on it there, I guess, if you're a leg man. Not bad. Real, a real berry flavor to it. Very tart. Very dry, I should say. Not really tart, but dry. Feel it on my teeth. Not overly sweet. Decent flavor. A little bit of, what was I, raspberry, or a little bit of cherry. A little bit of spice. Picking up either pepper or cinnamon or something there. I don't think it's cinnamon, but so those are the wines that I'm going to go with right off the bat. The first one that I'm going to cut here and do is I'm going to do the Blue Stilton. So I'm going to cut me a couple pieces of this here, and then I will do 1, 2. And this stuff's pretty putrid. So here is the Blue Stilton. That's what it looks like there. Creamy, really strong flavor. taste to it. Love it. So now first thing we're going to try it with is the Chardonnay. Not good. Chardonnay, the fruit on it was okay. The fruit was good and that on it, but the cheese definitely overpowered it. Maybe if it was a Chardonnay with a little bit more oak, maybe some age on it, I had a chance to mature a little bit, maybe the flavor would be different, but with this one, not a lot to it. It was almost sort of watery as far as that. So now I'm going to try it with the Blackstone Cabernet. Again, there's the cheese. Surprisingly, the dryness of it did cleanse the palate. It wasn't bad. Probably could use a little bit more sweet to it, maybe even a Syrah port, but not bad. Better than the Chardonnay. This would be a little bit of a step up. Again, you could eat it with it and it would clean the palate. Let me see what the cheese does to that. Brought the creaminess out a little bit of the cheese. But one would wash out the other once you put it in the cheese. It sort of wiped out the Cabernet. So Cabernet works better than the Chardonnay in my opinion. So that was my deal there. So now I'm going to cut the Manchego. Cheese cutter here. Love Manchego. Nutty. A little bit of crunch to it from the aging. Okay, I'm going to pair this with a Chardonnay. The fruitiness of the Chardonnay seemed to go on well with the Manchego, even though it's not really stinky, but the flavor's pretty distinct itself. That nutty flavor to it there with the milk sugars aging a little bit and a little bit of crunch to it, a little bit of salt, sort of along with the fruit. I thought actually that worked out pretty decent with it. Not bad at all. Now I'm going to do the same thing here with the Cabernet. See how this one works. Okay, get a little bit more of the Manchego here. Again, here's a piece of the Manchego. Yeah, not bad. Again, this wine's pretty dry. Seems to go all right with that Manchego. It's not bad. Got a little bit of earthiness to it from the cheese in that. A little bit earthy flavor. Finishes moderate amount. 10 seconds. Not bad. I think it did all right with that there. So for the third cheese I decided to do again is the Boar's Head horseradish cheddar. This stuff is the bomb. My wife and I love this cheese. It's good on sandwiches, especially nice hot roast beef, onion roll, garlic aioli. Talk dirty to me. This is the cheese. It's got nice fresh horseradish flavor. Wow, fresh horseradish flavor. I can feel it tickle my tongue, my nose. Let's see what it does here with the Gallo. Cheese probably been aged a little bit longer. It's not real sharp, but the horseradish in it's pretty distinct. Actually, that one seemed to go pretty decent. The citrus of the Chardonnay seemed to blend pretty well with the horseradish. It complemented it. Citrusy flavors. Don't get little hints of the horseradish in the back of my mouth, but not overbearing at all. I could get a good flavor of the fruit in that from the Chardonnay. So not bad. Not bad at all. We'll do the same with the Cab here. Let's see how this goes. Here's the cheese. Mm. Cabernet, the dryness of it, I don't know, it seemed to accentuate the horseradish and the cheese a little bit more. Felt like my mouth was getting hotter, I could feel it in my nose. My nose was starting to run a little bit there. I think it actually went along a little bit better. I wasn't really sure about that one, but better. It did intensify the horseradish flavor and even made the cheese, which was fairly mild, come on a little bit sharper, I thought. Again, the berries really sort of came out in that too. The spice and taste some pepper or something else in it too. So that. But so that's my tasting analysis of the Chardonnay and the Cabernet. And again, did 3 cheeses: Manchego, the horseradish cheddar, the blue Stilton, and the Blackstone Cabernet Sauvignon, and Gallo Family Chardonnay. That's the end of my deal. Have a good night or good day or whenever you're looking at this. I'll see you next week.